Sociopaths, with their charming yet deceptive nature, can be a hidden threat in our lives. It's vital to understand their traits to recognize and protect ourselves. Sociopaths are often seen as master manipulators. Their skill lies in twisting words and situations to their advantage. They weave a web of deceit, manipulating people and events with a proficiency that often leaves others questioning their own perceptions. This manipulation isn't just a trait, it's their way of interacting with the world. A defining characteristic of sociopaths is their lack of empathy. They don't experience emotions as others do, particularly when it comes to understanding and sharing the feelings of others. This emotional detachment allows them to harm or exploit others without feeling guilt or remorse. It's not that they choose to ignore others' feelings, they simply don't grasp their importance. Impulsiveness is another key trait. Sociopaths often act without thinking about the consequences. This can manifest as reckless behavior, disregard for norms, or spontaneous decisions without considering the long-term effects. This impulsiveness isn't always harmful, but often leads to situations that can be damaging to themselves and others. Chronic lying is almost a hallmark of sociopathy. They often lie with such ease and conviction that distinguishing truth from fabrication becomes an arduous task. These lies aren't just occasional falsehoods but a constant element of their interactions. Sociopaths usually have an inflated sense of self. They view themselves as superior to others, often displaying a grandiose attitude. This isn't just arrogance, it's a deep-seated belief in their own exceptionalism and entitlement. Their charm is often what draws people in. However, this charm is superficial, used as a tool for manipulation rather than genuine affection or interest. It's a calculated, practiced behavior aimed at gaining trust and influence. The absence of guilt or remorse in sociopaths is particularly unsettling. They can cause harm, emotional or physical, without experiencing regret or responsibility. This lack of remorse is tied to their inability to empathize. Without feeling for others, the impact of their actions doesn't register as it would in a more empathetic individual. Intelligence is frequently a trait of sociopaths. They may use their intellect not for constructive purposes but for manipulation and deceit. Their sharp minds are tools for understanding and exploiting systems and people. Unpredictability marks their behavior. Sociopaths can switch from being charming and engaging to cold and hostile, often without clear cause. This unpredictability makes their behavior confusing and difficult for others to understand. Control is a central aspect of a sociopath's interactions. They often use emotional manipulation to maintain power and influence in relationships. This control isn't always overt, it can be subtle and insidious, making it hard for others to realize they're being manipulated. Sociopaths often have a history of broken relationships. Their inability to form genuine, empathetic connections leads to a pattern of failed friendships and romantic relationships. These broken relationships are a consequence of their manipulative, unempathetic, and often deceitful behavior. Lastly, they can be parasitic, using others for personal gain without reciprocation. This exploitation is a one-way street. They take what they need or want without concern for the well-being or needs of others. Recognizing a sociopath requires understanding these traits. They can blend seamlessly into society, making them difficult to spot. Awareness is your best defense, allowing you to identify potentially harmful behaviors and protect yourself from their manipulative tactics.